Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to another Let's Get Inking, and it is continuing on with the Inkadinkado. So, if you live near Hobby Lobby and you're a crafter and you like stamps like I do, you probably have seen all the Inkadinkado stamps that they've had for great prices, ranging from $1.49 to like $2 or a little bit more. So, as I've showed you in the last 3 videos with the Let's Get Stamping series using Inkadinkado, I have been a part of that as well. So I got this, and I talked about this. I have always wanted one of these, but I never knew what they were for because I really was just a craft collector more than a craft user. But now that I'm a craft user, I actually do things. I felt that I need to get this tool. Now, the one thing I want to talk about is that usually when you get stuff from Tuesday Morning, they'll sell stamps with no ink, or they'll sell tape with no scissors. They don't always sell a set of things. And when they do sell sets of stuff, people usually go crazy for it. So anyway, I ordered this off of Amazon.com, and it was $13.99. The other one I showed you, the squares and the rectangle, was purchased from Michael's for $14.99, and it was on clearance, and the clearance tag said $29. They also had this one, but this was actually clearance for $29. I was like, I refuse to spend $30 on something that's supposed to be on clearance. But from my research, these things were expensive back in the day, I guess, before people got other things to use. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and share with you what they are. And thankfully, none of the stamps that are in this stamp set come individually packaged as a regular set, which is super cool. Now, the one thing that I will tell you that I got a duplicate of is this, which is fine. I do own 2 of some things. I am trying to get out of that habit of buying 2 of some things versus others, besides the paper pads. Like paper pads, I usually get 2, 3, 4, 5 of them if I really like it. And if they're a hot buy from Michael's and they're on a good deal, I definitely want to get... I like to have the hot buys because I usually screw something up when I'm cutting paper. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of this out, and we're going to get stamping. Before I remove this out the packaging, I do want to say that when I ordered it from Amazon, I got it 2 days later. And they said it was delivered, but it was actually my mailbox. So I guess Amazon gave it to the post office. I'm not sure how that worked, but they said it was delivered on my... I was hoping it was on my porch. I had to go to the mailbox and get it. This thing was dusty, so it was somewhere in some warehouse just collecting dust, or someone was selling it. But I did get it with Prime, so I'm not sure. Also, I want to tell you that it is a much better shape than the clearance one that I got from Michael's. If you remember, the box was falling apart. The only thing about this one is that it doesn't have perforations on it to just pull the things out like the one from Michael. So I'm not sure if that's any different, but look at this. And we're gonna make some actual cards that'll probably be in episode 4. I have a lot of stamps, so I decided to do this series, not from Inkadinkado, but just stamps in general. So I'm gonna take it out now. Okay, so it comes with this manual, and the good thing about this manual is that it's not the exact same as the other manual, and I'll show you that once I finish doing all of this stuff. But I just want to show you what all the pieces come with. It comes with an oval cog, a circle cog, then it comes with an oval wheel or gear. I like to call them gears, but it's oval wheel, and then a circle wheel. And then you can see again on the edges where it has the points on all of them. So those are just definitely where the center of all of this is, and it's on all of these as well. And then it comes with your stamp paddle block, is where we place the stamps at. And then it comes with these cute stamps. And one stamp has been turned over because that's the pattern that they show you that they use on the box to sell it, to sell it to you and send it on home. As I'm still unpacking and getting stuff situated, I have not been feeling too well lately. Like, I've been having a lot of pain in my back, so I haven't been able to do as much as I should be able to do, or I feel like I should be able to, or people feel like I should be able to do. So I've just been kind of taking it slowly. I have all the time in the world. That's what I keep telling myself, but really, I really want to get in my craft room, because every time I set up to film, I have to set up to film. When I'm in my craft space and in my own world, everything's already kind of set up. So that's the one thing about moving, you know. The packing is okay, it sucks, but unpacking is worse in my opinion. And then I just showed you this. I'm going to go quickly through it again, and it tells you about all of these cool effects, and I did not get anything to wipe off the stamps with, so I have to run and get that. But as you can see, it tells you like getting started. And again, it's easy. It says to clean, use soap and water to clean wheels, cogs, and paddle block, which is cool. The one thing that I guess I worry about is this portion right here. Like, it's foam. So eventually this foam is going to wear down. Again, it says patent pending. But I guess we could always I could always cut some foam and put it on there if I really, really needed to replace the foam. I like that it has this little booklet. I wish it was a real booklet and not a pamphlet though, because pamphlets, you know, you open up, it's kind of like a map. If you've ever been somewhere to an amusement park or somewhere and you like open it all the way up, it's kind of complicated and it has different languages, so maybe that's why it's like that. But I guess this is all we need. Getting started, techniques, and more techniques, because these pictures are all duplicate pictures. So I will show you the rectangle and square one in a minute, but I thought this was cute. It says the possibilities are endless. Let your imagination evolve an elegant design. So this is really cute. They have, you can draw in this or put some fish on. If you have stamps already, you can put tutus on. You can give your peacock some nice flower feathers versus actual feathers. So I did pull out a few different ink pads, but let me show you the difference between the books first. So you know how sometimes when you get starter kits, and this is definitely a kit, starter kit, they come with the same instructions on there because they're all the same kit. Well, this is different. Excuse the noise in the background. It is Nicholas, and he is being his normal cat self. And if you notice, the square or rectangle one has these 3 points, whereas the circle just has 2 points. So that's definitely different and something to take note of and keep in mind. This one I got off of Amazon, and it was $13.99. All you need to do is type in an Inkadinkado set. And you probably, Barry Cracked Bonet told me that she saw this at Michael's in the clearance section a while ago. I've never seen this before until recently, and that's why I always shop and peruse the clearance section. So let's go ahead and get inked out and start something fun. Okay, so I have my sample sheet of paper out to do some prep work for a project later on in the year, and it's the newsprint that I showed you before from Hobby Lobby newsprint, and I'll probably end up using all of that just for random stamping. I also have some random ink. I'm not sure if this is going to work because I just opened this out of my ink, or one of my little storage things, and it was like this, so I don't know if it dried out or not. That's the one thing about these lids, like they don't lock in that great. And then I got these little cubes because I used to get, I want to say these are from Stampin' Up. Please excuse the noise. I don't want to have to hurt the cat, but I will. I think these are from the Paper Pumpkin kit. So I got these because I was like, I got leaves. I want to try some leaves out. I want to do a few things because I'm going to be making another video after this. And then I got some of the things that I got in these stashes, which are some different colors, because, you know, like if we were to use this heart, we definitely don't want to put the heart on the black ink. We want to try to use a little bit more of color besides just black. But right now I'm going to take this, I'm going to try this one right here. And we are going to see how we want to stamp it out. And I think we're going to stamp it this way. Yep, hopefully it'll come out the way I have envisioned it to stamp out. And I don't know if this ink is any good. If not, we'll go back to Old Faithful, which is the black ink. And I'm going to do an inside circle, just because why not, right? So these are also good for just placement, you know. Just placing it around. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to try something else that I saw in one of the pads, one of the paper things. So this looks a little bit dry, but we're going to see. So it's not as dry as I thought it would be, but it is dry. And I didn't know about the proper way to store it, so I've been storing them upright versus face down. But that's okay. And these are D-stashes, so I don't know if she sold them to me inky or semi-inky or what, but it's okay. So we've got it all inked up, and we're going to just press down, and that is very pretty. I love that. And we could probably even do like that. Is nice as well. And you see how we had the first generation and second generation stamp, which is a lighter color than the first one, which is awesome. And I'm not sure if it's really conveying a good image because I am using newsprint, but I love this off color. It doesn't always have to be white. We don't always have to stamp on white paper. You can stamp on whatever color paper you really want. And you all know that I'm partial to green. So that is even better. It is coming out marvelous. If I were to judge it myself, which is awesome. I love that. I have not been to the library yet, and I really want to get to the library. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to just go right here and do a second generation. Look at this. This is cute. I like it a lot. All right. Look at this. Even though my circle is kind of wonky because I really kind of went off, but that is cool. Very cool. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful, beautiful relationship between me and Inkadinkado and this cog, this starter set, this stamping gear. So now what I want to try to do, even though I've already taken it off, which I shouldn't have, but I just got overzealous with myself, and I'll put it right there. And let's see if it works. And again, this is all starter stuff. So if you didn't even get a chance, say if you don't have a Tuesday morning New Year and you still want to participate in this fun Inkadinkado journey that we are taking at the moment, Amazon.com, Etsy, people have some Inkadinkado stamps on Etsy as well as eBay. And you really don't need Inkadinkado to use this gear. You can use little small stamps if you like. So we're going to go this way. Oh, that looks weird. Let's try it on the outside, okay? Because that's the one thing that I need to figure out is how I'm going to incorporate all these together. But because my imagination is sluggish at the moment. Let's see. That is pretty. I like that these don't really run over each other like it did on this one. So, you know, some stamps are meant to intertwine with each other and other stamps are meant to stand alone. Like this one isn't really intertwining with itself, and it does great, you know, just standing alone, which is awesome. Now let's see the difference between an inside leaf versus an outside leaf. Again, I really think this is a good deal, especially for $13, $14. And you get so much. You get so this is the one thing that you would definitely have to be careful about if you are going to stamp in the circle with these stamps, is that I just did 4 stamps, and you see how they all kind of overlay. So if you're going to overlay them, you may not want to put them so closely together. Let's try a different stamp because I am just enjoying this, and then we will end this video. Again, soap and water. Warm soap and water cleans these nicely, and I just use the baby wipes because I have a baby and I have wipes. But eventually, once the baby no longer uses diapers and I still have baby wipes, I'll be using baby wipes until that's over. And then I have to come up with some other way to, and I'm just figuring out how I want to set it to use this. And let's use red. Let's try this red. Again, the Stampin' Up still works. So Stampin' Up, I'm not a huge fan of any particular company, stamp company, ink pad company, or stamp company, but I know that Stampin' Up makes pretty decent quality, pretty good quality items. So it would be something if you wanted to invest your money, you could. And these are the old pads, the stamping pads. I've seen some newer ones, and we did this before. Remember, we did this with that. I think it was the hearts for Valentine's Day. I don't have a lot. I haven't purchased a lot of different color inks until recently when I saw them at Tuesday morning. So let's try this oval because, you know, different things warrant different creations. And because I am being daring, we're going to go right into where we left this one out. And look at that. I am a lefty, so excuse my awkwardness. If you feel like it's awkward, it actually works fine for me at the moment. And so I'm doing like every other one. And you see that's when it kind of rubs together, which is cute. It's still cute. This little stamp set is cute. This little flower stamp. And if you don't have, look at that. That is, it's making great impressions. Again, I don't prime or condition my stamps at all. I haven't had to, I guess you could say, which is good. So the only thing about the outside oval and circle and square is that if you're going to use them, you really need to have your game plan in mind, because if you're going to use a big stamp, you're going to have a lot of material. You see how big that is? And we're going to try these bubbles. I bet you would think she's going to use that heart. Nope. Let's try the bubbles. And these bubbles will be good for underwater. Any sea themed. And I guess you could say I have a lot of sea stuff. I am going to be doing some sea related things later on, once I get my crafting act together, I guess. And look at that. Beautiful. I love this little stamping gear. It's really nice. And then you could get fancy with it, right? So let's just say we do this one, and this is the circle cog. Let's see. Let's just turn it around and try it this way. So now we've created 2 different effects with the same stamp. And then if you don't want to do that, you can just go boop, boop. The one thing I tell you that I don't really care for is this. And maybe for a right-handed person it's a lot better. I don't think this is really about a hand. But I usually use my index finger and thumb. So it's kind of hurting a little bit, and maybe I'm applying too much pressure. but I like to get a good impression when I stamp images down. And now that I've used this foam, thank you all for giving me that, especially Don. A lot of people have told me that, but Don sticks out in my mind the most. This is cute, and I like this because I could do different colors with these bubbles. These bubbles are probably my favorite in that one little stamp set. So let me just talk to you about how I've decided to store them. Okay, so you've seen this before. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing new. It's a 12 by 12 scrapbook case, and the wizard uses this for all of her in progress projects. I never even thought about it like that. I just thought about it as storage, not like, okay, this is my current project I'm working on. So what I've already done is I've already put in some stamps that I had picked up from Tuesday morning, but I'll probably take those out because I just want to leave those out because I have a different way of storing stamps in the package as long as I keep them in the package. But as you can see, I already have my square gear in here, and then I just use a Ziploc bag for storage of my stamps because I like to keep everything like together that comes together. So now that I have more toys in this set, I will definitely be putting all these in here. And this one right here I kept because it showed me which patterns went with what when I was trying to put them back together, and then I ended up putting them all in this bag. And you see I used that archival ink, so it's still stained even though I did clean it. So now I'm just going to put my booklets in there, my manuals, and then I'm going to put this in here. I got to clean this off, so I'll clean it off once the camera's finished, once I finish doing this video. And then I'm going to place these in here. The one thing about what I've learned about myself, and if my big roommate was here, he would probably tell you, is that I stack horribly. I'm a horrible stacker. He thinks that I just kind of put stacks on just randomly. I don't really pay attention to how I stack them because the boxes are not level. They're all over the place, but we'll be okay. So all of this stuff will fit into this 12 by 12 pad, paper pad box or scrapbooking case or whatever you want to call it. And then I can just label it Inkadinkado gearing, stamp gear, and be done with it. I want to say thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying this Let's Get Stamping with Inkadinkado. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please, please, please feel free to leave them down in the comments box. Until next time, happy crafting.